6 long, healing, powerful months. When I first walked out of that house, the house we built together, dreamed in, argued in, I wasn't sure if I'd survive the silence. But now, silence feels like peace. I have my own apartment, my own job, my own identity again. I remember waking up that first morning alone in my new place. There were no loud footsteps, no ignored good mornings, no cold eyes. Just me, my coffee, and the sound of birds outside my small balcony window. I smiled. I hadn't smiled genuinely in months. But healing isn't always quiet. Sometimes, the past knocks. Literally. It started with the flowers. At first, once a week. Then twice. No name, just cards that said things like, "Thinking of you," or, "Hope you're smiling today." I knew it was Ethan. His handwriting, that slightly slanted, all capital scrawl, hadn't changed. Then came the texts. "Can we talk? I miss you. I made a mistake. I still love you." I didn't respond. Not because I wanted to punish him, but because I wasn't ready to hear anything that might pull me backward. I was finally okay, and I didn't trust him not to break me again. Then, one Friday evening after work, I saw him standing outside my apartment building, holding coffee, my favorite caramel oat latte, like he used to. I froze. He saw me and smiled nervously. "Hey." I didn't move. "What are you doing here?" I wanted to talk. "Please." I took a deep breath and said, "5 minutes. That's all." We sat on the bench across the street. The sun was setting behind the trees, and I could see his hands trembling as he held the cup. "Olivia," he began, "I know I messed up. And I don't expect you to forgive me. But, I miss you every day. And not just the way you smiled or cooked or loved me. I miss the way you made me feel like a man who mattered. I didn't realize how empty I was until you left." I stayed quiet. "I didn't cheat because I stopped loving you," he said, voice shaking. "I cheated because I stopped loving myself. I felt like a failure at work, at life, and I took it out on you." I looked at him. For a second, I saw the man I once loved, the man who danced with me in the kitchen, who read poetry out loud just to make me laugh. But that man also broke me. "I needed you to say this 6 months ago," I replied. "Not now." "I know," he whispered. "I just had to try." He didn't cry. He didn't beg. He just nodded, gave me the coffee, and walked away. That night, I didn't sleep. Not because I wanted him back, but because I realized something even heavier. Forgiveness is hard, but letting go of the love you gave someone is even harder. A few weeks later, I ran into him again. Not on purpose. At a friend's birthday dinner. He was across the room, and our eyes met. He smiled gently. I nodded. He came over during dessert. "You look happy," he said. "I am," I replied. "I finally feel like myself." He looked down. "That's all I ever wanted for you, even if it wasn't with me." This time, it didn't hurt to hear it. Because now, I knew something powerful. I didn't need closure from him. I had already given it to myself. But then, something happened that changed everything. A few days later, I got a call from Ethan's sister, Rachel. "Olivia," she said, her voice shaking, I didn't know who else to I didn't know who else to call. Ethan's in the hospital. My heart stopped. What happened? Car accident. Drunk driver. He's okay, but he's asking for you. I hadn't spoken to Ethan in over a month. And now he was lying in a hospital bed, bruised, hurting, and still thinking of me. I didn't know what to feel. Pity, fear, sadness. I drove to the hospital that evening. Not because I still loved him, but because I needed to look him in the eyes and close the door gently this time, not slam it shut with pain. He looked fragile. A few stitches on his forehead, a cast on his right arm. When he saw me, his eyes softened. "You came," he whispered. "I did," I replied, pulling up a chair. "I'm sorry," he said again. "For everything. You didn't deserve the version of me you got." "I know," I said, calmly. "But I learned from it. I became stronger because of it." He nodded. "I just wanted to say goodbye, properly. In case. Don't talk properly. In case. Don't talk like that," I interrupted. He smiled. "I'm not dying. But the us we once were. It's time I let that go. And you too. Dash dash dash." That night, as I walked out of the hospital, I realized something. Sometimes, revenge isn't slamming doors or loud goodbyes. It's healing, moving on, and thriving in front of